Hello all, welcome to Simply Current Affairs 365 Cross 365 program. I hope you all have watched the orientation video. We have also shared entire internal security study plan. So for 25 days we have allocated for internal security. Every day what you have to do, all the PYQs, everything we have given in detail. Please download the document and start preparing the content for all those subtopics which I have mentioned. If you have your own plan, great, no problem. Go ahead with your own plan. Any doubts in that process, you can always reach out to me. Okay. The next thing today will be the class 1 of 365 cross 365. So today we will focus on preliminary topics. So every Friday at 4 p.m. you will have prelims class. Every Saturday at 4 p.m. you will have the mains current affairs class. They will start. The next tomorrow's class, that is the Saturday class, will be for mains. Duration, class duration, it depends upon the topics, depends upon the number of topics and the nature of topics. It will take roughly 1.5 hours. Each class will go for roughly 1.5 hours. It can go up to 2 hours, it depends. Okay, so today I have decided to discuss 12 interesting topics. So let me see how much time it takes to cover these topics. Right. So we will be starting our current affairs coverage from May. From May 2026, we will be covering all the topics we will cover. Okay, so you need not worry about current affairs. Your current affairs task is completely taken care. You use your time for your general studies preparation as well as your optional preparation. Okay, so start preparing from now. And all the topics which I cover, read, revise multiple times. The notes which I will be sharing, that will be holistic, that will be more than sufficient for all these topics. Whenever some update is required for the same topic only, I will give you update in due course of time if it is required. Okay, so you need not worry about current affairs. I will take care of your current affairs burden. Okay, the first topic for 365 cross 365 is number 1, PM Shri schools. Often this topic comes in news for various political reasons. We will keep the politics aside. Let us know the objective of this scheme, this initiative. PM Shri, Prime Minister Schools for Rising India. Prime Minister Schools for Rising India. PM Shri. Prime Minister School for Rising India. See, this scheme was launched in the year 2022. See, under this scheme, Prime Minister School for Rising India, some around 14,500 schools managed by central government, state government, union territory government, local bodies, almost 14,500 schools will be identified. And in these schools are run by government basically. Such 14,500 government run schools will be identified. And in these schools, the national education policy, the features of all the national education policy will be implemented in letter and spirit. It will be implemented thoroughly. So by implementing the features of national education policy in this 14,500 schools, the government aims to transform these schools into model institutions. These 14,500 schools, government will take efforts to implement all the features of national education policy. So these schools becomes a model for the national education policy. So these schools will not just remain as model schools, these schools will become mentor institutions. These schools will become mentor institutions. Sir, what is this mentor institutions? So these schools will be more inspiring for other schools. So other neighboring schools will get the inspiration, and these 14,500 schools will be inspiring other schools. It will help mentor the other schools to imbibe all the features of national education policy. So if there is a PM Shri school. Okay, so these PM Shri schools will become a model school because all the national education policy features will be implemented. So the outcome will be improved. That is what the government believes. When the outcome is improved, they will become a model school and they will inspire other schools in adopting the principles of policies of national education policy. So it will become model institutions, eventually it will become mentor institutions. Right? This will be a centrally sponsored scheme. Centrally sponsored scheme. The schemes can be divided into two categories broadly. One is central sector schemes, another one is centrally sponsored schemes. Central sector schemes, these are schemes which are completely implemented, funded by central government, central sector schemes. Centrally sponsored schemes which will be shared by the central government as well as state government. Education comes under concurrent list. So, it will be the responsibility of both central government as well as the state government to ensure the success of this PM Shri initiative. At central level, it is the Ministry of Education which will be responsible for this initiative. But along with that, because the state government runs schools, UT government runs schools, local body runs schools, the respective government agencies has to support. So, it is a centrally sponsored initiative. Almost 27,000 plus crores worth money has been allocated for this PM Shri initiative, and this will be shared. Central government and state government will be sharing this money. So, if it is regular states, 60% of the contribution will come from central government, 40% of the contribution will come from state government. Funding pattern I am talking about, this 27,000 plus crores, central government and state governments will share. Central governments will share 60%, state government will share 40%. If it is an Himalayan state, northeastern state, then 90% central government, 10% state government. Right? If it is completely union territory, then 100% will be taken care by central government. These funding pattern, these amount allocated, all these will not be required. This is just for information. This will not be required. So far what we have discussed, PM Shri School launched in 2022. The objective of the initiative is to identify 14,500 schools run by central government, state government, UT local bodies. In these schools, implement the national education policy to the fullest and make these schools as model institutions and eventually make these schools as mentor institutions so that they inspire, they train, they help the other schools in their neighborhood to transform into national education policy imbibed schools. Okay. Now, eligibility, how this 14,500 schools will be identified when there are lakhs of schools, how this 14,500 schools are being identified. Okay. So, here step number one, of course, it should be a government run school, number one. But step number one, before that, a state government or an union territory government who is interested in this PM Shri initiative, they have to sign an MOU with the central government. For example, if Tamil Nadu government wants the Tamil Nadu schools, the government schools to be part of this PM Shri initiative, then first Tamil Nadu government, they have to express their willingness and they have to sign an MOU with central government. So, Tamil Nadu government will tell to the central government, will give assurance that we will cooperate, we will implement the features of NEP completely, like that an MOU will be signed. This is the first step. Once a state government or an union territory government who is interested to be a part of this initiative, they will be signing an MOU with the central government. After that, you have a lot of criteria through a challenge mode. Okay, many schools, they will express their willingness. Through challenge mode, the schools will be identified. Here there is one condition that in a block, not more than 2 schools should be selected for this PM Shri initiative. So, block, what is block? A small administrative unit. A district will be divided into small blocks. So, in a block, not more than 2 schools will be selected. And if a school has to be selected, first that particular state government or the union territory government, they should have signed an MOU with the central government. Only then the schools will be identified. And if more number of schools express their willingness through a challenge mode, through various criteria, central government will be identifying these 14,500 schools. Okay, why it was in news? As I mentioned, it regularly comes in news. West Bengal was not okay with this PM Shri school. Now the regime has changed. So they are, expressing their willingness to be part of this PM Shri initiative. Tamil Nadu government was opposing PM Shri. Now there is a regime change. So how things is going to unfold? Because of all these reasons, PM Shri often comes in news. So this is what we have discussed. So it is a centrally sponsored scheme. The scheme was launched in the year 2022. So Department of School Education and Literacy under Ministry of Education will be the central government institution to hold this scheme. Idea is to upgrade and develop the 14,500 schools across the country. So schools managed by central government, state government, UT, local bodies will be identified, transform the selected schools into model institutions, okay, and showcase all the components of the national education policy. Now these schools will focus on quality, holistic development, and these institutions will become mentor institutions for the neighboring schools. The duration of this scheme, the duration is for 5 years. So starting from 2020 to 2023, the scheme will go till 2027. For this, the government has allocated money of 27,360 crores. Sir, beyond 5 years, what will happen, sir? Beyond 5 years, it will be the responsibility of the states, union territory, local bodies to ensure the quality of those PM Shri schools. Right. Funding pattern I have explained. Maximum 2 schools per block or an urban local body. The selection of PM Shri schools will be done through a challenge mode. Before any individual school can apply, the home state or the UT should sign an MOU with the central government. Okay, this is what is about PM Shri. Now, when we are discussing about PM Shri, we should also have an idea about this national education policy, because PM Shri schools aims to implement the national education policy, right? So we should have an idea about national education policy as well. That will be our next topic. National education policy. See, national education policy, it was introduced in 2020. This 2020 policy is a new policy. This policy, it replaced the old 1986 policy. So in 2020, government came with a new national education policy which replaced the old 1986 education policy. And this national education policy, it is focusing on both school education as well as higher education. If you download the national education policy document, it will run for hundreds of pages. Everything is not required. The most important features of national education policy, let me explain it here. So when it comes to school education, see, till the national education policy, our school systems were following 10+2 model. 10+2 model means till 10th standard you will have a common syllabus across the standards, and the teaching methodology will also be the same, which is referred as chalk and talk. Using chalk, and by talking to the students, the teacher will be transferring the knowledge. 10+2. So in the 11th standard and 12th standard, you will have different streams, different types of learning will be there. But till 10th standard, 1st standard to 10th standard, you will have the same way of teaching and learning. But now the new education policy, From 10 plus 2, it is moving towards 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 model. That is from 3 years to 8 years, from 8 years to 11 years, from 11 years to 14 years, 14 years to 18 years. So the learning system is divided into 4 categories. Previously, the old model 10 plus 2, I said, any government school, if you would have noticed, it will start from the first standard. It will start from first standard, it will go till 12th standard. Okay. So first standard, usually the age of the child will be 6 years. So from 6 to 18 years, that is what is the focus area. But the new education policy says, no, we have to start imparting the learning, education from the 3 years only. It is said that in the first 6 years, it is the most important, crucial part of child's learning system. So the initial 6 years puts the foundation for the children. So the pre-KG, LKG, UKG, that kindergarten, the Anganwadi stage, that becomes very, very crucial for the child's educational absorption. So keeping this in mind, the new education policy says, even in the government schools, the learning will start at 3 years. Right? So the Anganwadi, the kindergarten stages will be included in the government schools. So it will not be starting from first standard, it will be starting from the Anganwadis, that is from the kindergarten, pre-KGs. From there, the admissions will start. And the entire education model, it is keeping all those preparatory stages, the kindergarten stages into consideration, and then only the policy has been developed. So from 10 plus 2 model, we are moving towards 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 model. And at each grouping, so between 3 years to 8 years, the learning will be different. 8 to 11 years, learning will be different. 11 to 14, learning will be different. 14 to 18, learning will be different. So if you look at the 10 plus 2 model, as I mentioned, it is largely chalk and talk model. Okay, similar type of teaching from LKG till the 10th standard. 11th and 12th only, you will have more laboratory experimentation, all those things will happen. Okay, but here, the policy is grouping the children into 4 categories, and each categories will focus on different ways of learning. Experiential learning, experiment based learning, practical learning, vocational based learning, role based learning, like that different components of learning system the government is going to implement under this 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 model. Okay, so this is the important change happening in the school education. The government is setting a target under the national education policy, that is by 2030 we must achieve 100% gross enrollment ratio among the school going children. That is, a child in a school going age should certainly go to school, should certainly complete the schooling. Everybody should go to school. Everybody should finish that learning. So achieve 100% gross enrollment ratio by 2030. That is an important feature of the school education, the national education policy, the school component. Not just that, under the national education policy, the policy suggests that at least till 5th standard, preferably till 8th standard, or minimum till 5th standard, the children should be taught in mother tongue, should be taught in that home language, in that regional language. It gives preference for the mother tongue, the home language, home state language based learning till 5th standard, preferably till 8th standard, all the subjects. Right? This policy also puts a target that by 2025 we have to achieve foundational literacy. We have to achieve foundational literacy by 3rd grade. When a child comes to the 3rd standard, by 3rd standard, the child should have foundational literacy. Foundational literacy means the child should be in a position to read, should be in a position to write, should be in a position to do some basic arithmetics, basic addition, basic subtraction. By 2025 is the target, but this target is being changed to 2027. Because of COVID, there was a change in target. Government even came with a separate mission for this purpose called as Nipun Bharat Mission. Nipun Bharat Mission, NIPUN, Nipun Bharat Mission for achieving foundation literacy. So, achieving foundation literacy is one objective. Focus on mother tongue based learning is other objective. Achieving 100% gross enrollment ratio is another important objective. 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 model is another objective. From 6th standard, vocational education, vocational training, skill-based, job-related, skill-based training has to be given for the students from 6th standard. Right? There should not be any strict segregation between curricular and co-curricular activities. There should not be any strict discrimination or differences between science-based subjects and art-based subjects. Put it simply, PT class is equally important like a maths class. Tamil class or any language class is equally important like a science class. So there should not be any such differences, discrimination and all. Right? So these are the important features for school. Apart from that, there are some more features which the policy has highlighted. For example, the B.Ed course should become a professional degree, should become a 4-year degree, right? To address the creative pursuits of the children. Okay, there should be exclusive schools which is focusing on arts, At least in every district, there should be at least one school which focuses, which gives more importance to the creative pursuits of the children. Like this, there are some more features of the school education policy. One more important feature is the 3-language formula. This policy says that there should be minimum 2 Indian languages to be taught in the schools. Minimum 2 Indian languages. So 3 languages, minimum 2. Definitely one language is going to be English. That is the global language which we cannot escape from. The other 2 languages, that should be regional language, any regional language of the state's choice, student's choice, region's choice. So for example, in Tamil Nadu, the second language can be Tamil, the third language can be Telugu, or it can be Hindi, or it can be Malayalam, Bhojpuri, Marathi, whatever. Choice has been given. Okay, so minimum 2 language should be regional language. All the 3 can also be regional language, but minimum 2 is regional. Practically, I am saying 1 will be English, other 2 will be regional languages. So these are all the features of school education. Now coming to the higher education. The policy says by 2035, achieve 50% gross enrollment ratio. That means at least 50% of the students who are completing 12th standard should enroll in colleges. That is the target. By 2040, ensure that all the higher educational institutions become a multidisciplinary institutions. Multidisciplinary. Today you see engineering college. They will not provide arts and science. You will see arts and science college. They will not provide any engineering degree. You will see medical colleges. You will not have any arts and science degree. You will see universities exclusively for professional courses. It should not be like that. By 2040, all the educational institutions, higher educational institutions in India should become a multidisciplinary institution. An engineering college should also provide arts and science degree. So that what happens when an engineering student will have the option of learning some other subjects as well. There should be, what this policy says is, there should be some flexibility in the curriculum. We should allow the students to design their curriculum. Of course, there will be some broader criteria. For example, an engineering graduate interested in history, so there will be some elective papers. Let the student take history course. So if you want to facilitate this, that college should have different streams. There should be multiple disciplines available in the institutions. Only then that flexibility in learning will come. Okay, and at least by 2030, At least one higher educational institution in every district should have that multidisciplinary facility. In 15 years, that is by 2035, in 15 years from the national education policy, in a phased manner, the affiliation should be removed and the colleges should become autonomous colleges. Today, you see a lot of colleges, they are affiliated to some university. If you take Tamil Nadu, most of the engineering colleges are affiliated to Anna University. This affiliation has to be phased out. These colleges should become autonomous colleges. Right? There should be a national research foundation which will try to spur the innovation, technological innovation in the colleges. National Research Foundation. There will be a national mission for mentoring. The retired senior faculties, the best of best faculties, they should mentor the junior teachers. They should mentor the upcoming teachers. So there should be a mission for mentoring the teachers who are teaching in the colleges. Right? National mission for mentoring. There will be a National Education Technology Forum. National Education Technology Forum. So this forum will be a platform to imbibe technology in schools and colleges. In schools and colleges, a lot of technology has to be taken into account in providing the learning process. To facilitate that adoption of technology in school and colleges, a National Education Technology Forum will be set up. There will be to improve the international collaboration. This educational policy is putting special emphasis. That is the top global institutions. The policy says that government will take effort to bring in the top global institutions to set up their base in India. Similarly, the top Indian institutions will be promoted to set up their bases in abroad. International collaboration. There will be a national level institute for Persian, for Prakrit, for Pali, national level institution for these languages. There will be Indian Institute of Translation and Interpretation which will be set up. There will be an exclusive Indian Institute for Translation and Interpretation. Okay, from various other languages, we have to translate the content, interpret the meaning. For that purpose, we will have a separate educational institution. There will be special education zones will be set up. There are some regions which are deprived of institutions. Okay, so not every district has good number of colleges. There are some regions, they are deprived of educational institutions. Create special education zones to come up with more institutions. Bring in gender inclusion fund. This fund should be used to promote the inclusion of women in the higher educational institutions. Right? Government is also having a target that by 2030, at least 50% of the school students as well as the college students should have vocational training, skill-based training. Right? The central government and state government, they should spend a minimum of 6% of their GDP. Central government 6% of their GDP, state government 6% of their state GDP, they have to spend towards education. So all these are the policy targets under the National Education Policy for higher education. Okay. Under the PM Shri School, under the PM Shri School, all the school education components will be implemented and it will showcase the outcome of the effectiveness of national education policy. Right, so all these things, whatever I have explained, I have given here. Most important point, the national education policy is based on 5 important pillars. I forgot to mention that. National education policy is resting on 5 important pillars. One is access, another one is equity, another one is quality, another one is affordability. The next one is accountability. Access, equity, quality, affordability, as well as accountability. Right. So access means, see, everyone should get access to education. Equity. See, everyone might enroll in school, but not everyone who has enrolled are in same status. Different, they are not in same footing. Different students, they would have got some additional privilege in society. Different students, they would have been deprived from certain social amenities. So different students, their learning capacity will be different. So we have to cater the education in such a way that everyone is able to absorb the education and they are able to achieve progress. So ensure equity. At the same time, don't compromise on quality and affordability. Accountability, the stakeholders, the government, the school correspondent, principal, teachers, they should take accountability with respect to achieving the learning outcome. These are the 5 important pillars of national education policy. So highlights, so 10 plus 2 will move towards 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. 12 years of schooling with 3 years of Anganwadi and preschooling. Okay, 100% gross enrollment, everything I have explained. So we can go through. Higher education also we have discussed everything. I am just going through once. Okay, HECI will be set up, Higher Education Commission of India, to regulate colleges other than medical college and law college, to regulate the colleges. Higher Education Commission of India will be set up. Other focus areas we have explained. For assessment, for assessing the performance of national education policy in the higher education institutions and the entire policy as a whole, PARAK, a National Assessment Center, PARAK, Performance Assessment Review, Analysis of Knowledge for Holistic Development, will be set up as a standard setting body for looking at the performance, to assess the performance of this national education policy. So yes, we are completing this national education policy now. We will move on to the next topic. PM Vishwakarma scheme, Pradhan Mantri Vishwakarma scheme. It is a central sector scheme. I already explained, central sector scheme means completely funded by central government. It's an initiative. The scheme was launched by Ministry of MSME, Ministry of Micro, Small, Medium Enterprises. Okay. PM Vishwakarma scheme. Scheme was launched by Ministry of Micro, Small, Medium Enterprises, launched in the year 2023. The objective of the scheme is to help the artisans, craftspeople who are using hands and tools for their craft work, for their artwork, to help them, to support them, to develop them, to recognize them, to provide them collateral free loans, to provide them an ID card, to provide them training, to provide them market linkages for all this purpose, but simply to help these vulnerable section, artisans who are using hands and tools even in today's AI world. They should not be left out. Their development is also very important. Their growth is also very important. We have to support them. So to support them, government came with this PM Vishwakarma scheme under the Ministry of MSME in 2023. Though the scheme was launched by Ministry of MSME, it is being jointly implemented by Ministry of Skill Development plus Ministry of Finance. All the 3 ministries will be jointly implementing this PM Vishwakarma program. Under this program, around 18 crafts has been identified, like locksmith, goldsmith, barber, like that, carpenter, those who use the tools and hands for their art or crafts work, they are selected, and for them government under the PM Vishwakarma program, they are providing support. What kind of support? First, number one, the Vishwakarmas, the 18 Vishwakarmas, they have to be given an ID card. They will be given a certificate. They will be recognized. They will be recognized. They will be given a collateral free loan, of up to 3 lakh rupees in a phased manner. They will be given 15,000 rupees worth e-vouchers. Let's assume that I am a barber, I am having a salon, 15,000 rupees voucher will be given. That voucher can be exchanged for buying some instruments, better scissors or better equipments, like that. Training will be given. Skills will be improved. Training will be given. Skills will be improved. E-commerce training, market linkages, all those will be provided. Apart from that, For digital transactions, incentives will be given. For every digital transaction, up to 1 rupee incentive will be provided, up to a maximum limit of transactions per day. So incentives will be given, training will be given, e-vouchers will be given, collateral free loans will be given, ID card will be given. So who will be eligible for this program? Of course, these 18 Vishwakarma, they come under 18 categories of the crafts people will be eligible. But there are some more criteria. You should have completed 18 years of age. You should come under unorganized worker, or you must be a self-employed. Okay, you must be an unorganized worker, unorganized category, or you should be self-employed. You should have not got any such loan benefit before. In the last 5 years, you should have not got any such loan benefit before. Only one member from a family. You should neither be working in government, or your family members should not be working in government. If I want to avail the benefit, assume I am a goldsmith, locksmith, or carpenter. If my wife is working in government, I will not be eligible. So these are some conditions you have to keep it in mind. These are the benefits under this program. So ultimately, support to develop the 18 crafts people. That is the objective of this PM Vishwakarma scheme. Holistic, end-to-end support to artisans and crafts people. Right? Improve the quality, reach of products and services. Integrate with domestic and global value chain. Jointly implemented by MSME Ministry, Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, and Ministry of Finance. Right? It will help both the artisans, crafts people from rural as well as urban areas. Okay. So these are the 18 traditional crafts. So conditions, you must use bare hands and tools, unorganized sector, minimum 18 years, no loans previously should have been got in the last 5 years, only one member per family, member should not be employed in government. All these we have discussed. Then recognition, ID card, certificate, basic training, advanced training, stipend, toolkit, e-vouchers, collateral free loans, incentive for digital transaction, market support, all these things will be given. Okay. For a specific reason, PM Vishwakarma was not in news, but it was in newspaper. It was discussed along with some other article. So, thought of discussing this topic. The next one is PM Setu, Pradhan Mantri Skilling and Employability Transformation through Upgradation of ITI. Pradhan Mantri Skilling and Employability Transformation through upgraded ITIs, upgrading the ITIs. See. The scheme was launched in the year 2025. Idea is to transform the industrial training institutes, ITI. You would have heard about ITI, Industrial Training Institutes, ITI. So since 1950s, India started setting up Industrial Training Institute. ITI means Industrial Training Institutes. Those students who have completed their 10th standard or 12th standard, they can directly go and join this ITI, Industrial Training Institutes. These training institutes will give that vocational training, job related training, hands-on experience will be given to them. So that experience will make them eligible for the job market. So industries, one side we have industries, they are looking for some industry skilled workforce. Now that industrial skills will be given by this ITI. This ITI will give that industrial skills so that all these people will be getting absorbed by industries. So to supply workforce for the industries, ITIs were set up. You have government run ITIs, private run ITIs. Government run ITIs are run by state governments. It is the state government which will be running the government run ITIs. Central government will focus on quality, will focus on certification, will focus on conducting some examination, but it is a state government which will be taking care of general day-to-day administration of ITIs, Industrial Training Institute. Now this PM Setu scheme, what it tries to do, today the industries, they require new age skills, but the ITI, the Industrial Training Institutes, the skills which they are imparting to the students are becoming older. It is no more relevant to the need of the industries. So we want to ensure that this mismatch is addressed. So under the PM Setu program, Government aims to improve the skills. Government aims to transform the employability. How it will be transformed? By upgrading the ITIs. So under the PM Setu, 1,000 industrial training institutes will be identified. 1,000 government run ITIs will be identified. These 1,000 ITIs through hub and spoke model. Hub and spoke model is simple. 200 ITIs will be chosen as hub and 800 ITIs will be spoken as spoke. Roughly one ITI will act like a hub, and this one ITI roughly will be getting linked with 4 ITIs. These are called as spoke ITIs. So in a wheel you will have these spokes, you will have a hub point. So 200 ITIs will be chosen as hub ITIs and 800 ITI will be chosen as spoke ITIs. So each hub ITI will be connected with 4 spoke ITIs. Now in this ITI, the hub ITI, you will have a lot of training. See, for example, training modules will be implemented here, training the trainers. Okay, some laboratories, research centers, all infrastructure will be set up here. Placements will be conducted in this hub ITIs. So from the hub ITIs, the spoke ITIs also will derive the benefits. So the hub ITI, more focus will be given. Laboratories will be improved. Research centers will be created. More hands-on experience will be ensured in this ITI. Placement activities will be happening in this hub ITI. All the spoke ITIs will be deriving the benefits from this hub ITI. Right? This is the idea. So 200 hub ITI, 800 spoke ITI. So 1,000 ITIs will be selected and these 1,000 ITI will be upgraded. Now what is interesting about PM Setu program is these 1,000 ITIs are owned by government, no doubt. For this PM Setu program, a special purpose vehicle will be created. Special purpose vehicle are often an exclusive temporary institution set up for a particular purpose, for a particular objective. Now here, for this upgradation of ITI, a special purpose vehicle will be created, and this special purpose vehicle, 51% of the ownership will be with the private industries, 49% of the ownership will be with the government. So it is the industries which will directly play a role in upgrading the ITIs. So what did I say so far? PM Setu, this scheme aims to improve the skills and transform the employability of the Indian youth by upgrading the ITI. In the upgradation process, 1,000 ITIs has been identified. The 1,000 ITIs through hub and spoke model will be upgraded. Who will upgrade? A special purpose vehicle is being created for this purpose. And the special purpose vehicle, 51% ownership of that particular institution will be with private players, 49% will be with government. So it is the private player, the industries, they will come and they will do the upgradation because it is the industries who need proper workforce. So they will come, the industries, the special purpose vehicle, there is the private industries, they will design the curriculum, they will design the research centers, they will design the laboratories. So they will provide all the hands-on experience required for the students learning in the ITI. So government is owning the ITIs. Under this PM Setu, the private industries, they will come and they will do all the required tweaking, all the required upgradation, so that the ITI becomes a more skillful institution and it comes up with a lot of better outcome. Okay, this is the idea of PM Setu. Centrally sponsored scheme launched in 2025, upgradation of 1,000 government ITIs across the country in hub and spoke model, 200 hub ITIs and 800 spoke ITIs. Each hub will be connected to 4 spokes on an average. The hub will host innovation centers, training for trainers, production placement services, etc. There will be a national level steering committee headed by the Secretary of Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. to look into the overall implementation of this PM Setu program. A unique feature is it is an industry-led governance. That will be a special purpose vehicle. The special purpose vehicle, 51% of the ownership will be with private, 49% will be with government. There will be co-investment model. Private also is going to invest, government is also going to invest, but government investment in terms of money will be more. The industry partners, they will design the job-linked curricula, building advanced laboratories, other amenities in the ITIs. Right? So in return, the business will gain, the industries will gain reliable and scalable skilled workforce at regular intervals. And this program is also being funded by, globally it is being co-financed by World Bank as well as Asian Development Bank. And this program also aims to strengthen 5 national skill training institutes at different locations. There is an additional point which you can make a note. So this is regarding PM Setu initiative. Okay, the next one is regarding government e-marketplace. Government e-marketplace, it is a national public procurement portal. National Public Procurement Portal. Sir, how does it work? See, this GEM is something like Amazon. It is something like Flipkart. So what we do in Amazon, Flipkart, it's an e-commerce platform. What we do, now let's assume that I want to buy a laptop. I go to Amazon, I type the laptop specification. I will come up with a lot of sellers. I will choose my laptop, I will buy. Similarly, government e-marketplace is a e-commerce platform. Okay, so you go to this platform. So you type laptop, some specifications you type, automatically a lot of laptops will be coming in the portal. You can buy, so there will be option to buy. You can buy whatever you want. But who can buy, sir? You and me cannot buy. This government e-marketplace can be accessed only by government departments, the ministries, departments, other autonomous institutions, government bodies. Government bodies can procure from this government e-marketplace. And some time back, government also announced that all the registered cooperatives can also buy from this platform. So this is an e-commerce platform, but unlike Amazon, Flipkart, like everyone can go and buy, in government e-marketplace, only government department, government ministry, it is mandatory. Tomorrow you become an IAS officer, you want to buy some 100 laptops for your district. You can buy only from this government e-marketplace. It is a national level public government procurement portal. So now imagine in the absence of this government e-marketplace, now you are a district collector. Now you want to buy 100 laptops for your district. Now what will you do? You will place the order, you will get the quotation from 3-4 individuals. Whenever there is human to human interaction, there is always scope for corruption. You will lack transparency, you will lack efficiency, you will lack quality. But now under the government e-marketplace, government has made it mandatory that the government department, ministries, autonomous institutions, every government body, they have to, any product they have to buy, that has to be purchased only through this government e-marketplace. So I am a district collector, I want to place 100 laptops, so I go to this website. Buyers are restricted, but anybody can become a seller. You want to sell something, or she wants to sell something, anybody who wants to sell something, you can go and sell it. You can go register in the government e-marketplace, you can sell the products. But only government can buy. Now recently cooperatives were also allowed to purchase. Registered cooperatives. Okay. So now what is the beauty of government e-marketplace? The government e-marketplace mandates all the sellers to mention the country of origin of these products, that is made in India, made in China, made in Philippines. The country of origin has to be mentioned, and not just that, percentage of local content should also be mentioned. That means this is made in India, Okay, this is made in China, but percentage of local content is 40%. That is 40% of the components inside this laptop is made in India. This laptop percentage of local content is 70%. Though it is made in Philippines, the components, the capacitor, resistors, whatever the components used, 70% is made in India. Like that, you will have the country of origin, you will have the percentage of local content. So more the percentage of local content, the government will give more priority to the such products. So the domestic producers, domestic suppliers will be getting a boost through these platforms. Okay, so it is mandatory for the government players to buy from this portal. This is regarding government e-marketplace. Now, after the implementation of government e-marketplace, the public procurement is able to save a lot of money. Because corruption is gone, transparency has improved. A lot of suppliers are coming here, lot of competition. So government, by procuring from this government e-marketplace, they are able to make a lot of profit. So this government e-marketplace is 100% owned by government under Ministry of Commerce and Industries. It is developed by National E-Governance Division under Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. Okay, this is regarding government e-marketplace. Country of origin I have explained, local content I have explained. So cooperatives can purchase from government e-marketplace. Central, state, ministries, departments, public sector enterprise, autonomous institution, local body, they have to buy from this government e-marketplace. Private buyers cannot buy from GEM, but sellers, anybody can become suppliers. Womenya initiative in 2019, under the government e-marketplace, government came with this Womenya initiative. Accordingly, women entrepreneurs, women self-help groups, they will be facilitated to place their products in the government e-marketplace, and government is having a mandate. What is the mandate? 3% of government's procurement should come from women-owned, women-led enterprise. It is a separate objective, separate target. Government has said that 3% of the government procurement should come from women enterprises, women-led enterprises. Okay, so Womenya initiative, which is motivating the women, facilitating the women to sell their products in the government e-marketplace so that government can buy from them. And that Womenya initiative is also complementing the effort of 3% reservation given to the government, given to the women. Then this GEM Sahay app, that is also an initiative of the government. What is that? GEM Sahay app. See, now imagine a district collector is placing an order for 100 laptops. G Electronics is the company which is going to sell the laptops. So G Electronics has given all the laptops. Now the district administration should pay the money. Assume the district administration, they say that we will pay the money in 90 days. So there will be a 90-day delay. Now if the G Electronics needs money immediately, what they can do is, they can show the invoice. The invoice is, let's assume that it is 10 lakhs. Assume the invoice is 10 lakhs. Now G Electronics will show this only after 90 days, 10 lakhs G Electronics will get received. But G Electronics needs money immediately. So they can show this invoice to a bank. So the bank, what they will do, they will give some 9,50,000 to G Electronics. After 90 days, the district collector will not pay the money to G Electronics, rather the district collector will pay the money directly to the bank. So bank will be getting 10 lakh rupees. What is the profit for the bank? They have made a profit of 50,000. What is the benefit for G Electronics? They got quick money. In business, quick money is what is important. They got quick money. So for bank also there's an advantage. For the company also there's an advantage. District administration, they can wait for 90 days and they can give the money. Everyone is getting benefited. Sir, but anyhow G Electronics will face a loss, right? If G Electronics wants to wait for 90 days, no problem. Let them wait and get the entire 10 lakh rupees. If GE Electronics wants money immediately, they can use this facility, and all this facility happens through an application. That is called as GEM Sahay app. Okay. Why the topic was in news? Some data was released. 1.3 lakh government buyers, nearly 25 lakh sellers. So some basic fact was shared by the ministry. That's why the topic was in news. Let's move on to the other topic. The next one. CPGram. Centralized Public Grievance Redress and Monitoring System. See, it is an online platform. So, central government, state government, against any ministry, against any department, if you have any grievance, where will you go and complain? Go to the CPGrams. It's an online portal, website. Here you can 24/7, you can lodge complaint. Online only you can give the complaint. You can lodge the complaint. All your complaint will be addressed in 21 days. If there is a delay, the reason will be explained to you. After 21 days, the problem will be solved. You are not happy with the solution, you can go for appeal as well. Central government, state government, everything. So, the CPGram, the portal is being developed by National Informatics Center in association with the Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances, which comes under Ministry of Personnel, Public Grievance and Pension. This is an initiative of this Ministry of Personnel and Public Grievance and Pension. The portal was developed in association with the National Informatics Center. In 2007, it was created. So, any problem you have, 24/7, you can lodge the grievances to the public authorities. Within 21 days, your grievance will be addressed. Appeal facility is also available. Now, why this topic was in news? In this portal, government has integrated a new voice chatbot called as Samadhan Didi. Samadhan or Samadhan, Hindi pronunciation I might be wrong. Didi means sister, basically elder sister. Samadhan means solution. Okay, solution Didi, solution elder sister. AI enabled voice chatbot. So people are from different regions, they go to the CPGram's portal. In the portal, they can, let's say I am a farmer from Bihar. I have no English knowledge. I want to speak from the local language. So that local language I can speak. 22 scheduled Indian languages the chatbot is aware of. So you speak only, it will take the complaint. But you have to go to the website, CPGrams. Go to the website, touch the chatbot, speak, it will take the complaint. And this Samadhan Didi is being built by this Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances in collaboration with Bhashini. Sir, what is Bhashini, sir? Bhashini was launched in 2022. It is an API, it is an interface. Bhashini is an interface which will be between the user and the technological platform. See, imagine you go to a hotel, you want to have food. I'm saying I need ghee, podi, masala, dosa. I want some extra oil. I'm putting lot of conditions. I want onion. I want peas. Something I'm saying. There will be a waiter. Waiter will come to me. Will make all the notes. The waiter will go to the kitchen. In the kitchen, the waiter will be giving the instruction. So waiter is the middleman. I am the user. I am going to tell to the waiter from the language which I know. I will say, I need very, very hot coffee, but it should be light. Decoction should be light. Add some extra sugar. Some instruction I give. Now the waiter will take the information and the waiter will pass the information in a language required to the cook. And the cook will prepare the food. Like that, this Bhashini will act like an interface. The interface is developed by Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. Actually two people. So, it is being implemented by the Digital India Corporation, which is a not-for-profit company. This Digital India Corporation is coming under Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. They have developed this Bhashini, AI-based natural language processing technology. This AI is like an API. It is like an application which can be, it acts like a plugin. Try to imagine. So I am building a website. I am building a WebSimply current affairs website. I can make use of this Bhashini API. I can plug in to my website. So when you come to my website, The Bhashini will act like an interface. It will interact with you with the different languages, and it will instruct the Simply Current Affairs in the language which Simply Current Affairs can understand. With the help of AI, with the help of natural language processing, this Bhashini will be in the middle between the user and the actual technological platform. So, this Bhashini will provide technology translation services in 22 scheduled Indian languages. Okay, it was developed in 2022, and this, along with the help of this Bhashini, the DARPG has developed this Samadhan Didi, a voice chatbot which has been installed in the CPgram portal. That is why the topic was in news. Right, next topic, RBI dividend transfer. So before going into the topic, let us try to understand about Reserve Bank of India. RBI was set up through RBI Act 1934. Reserve Bank of India is the central bank of our country which will regulate the banking activities in the country. RBI will be the banker for central government. RBI will be the banker for state government. RBI will be the banker for various other banks in the country. RBI is also the monetary authority which will control the money supply in the country. Now this RBI has a governor. So there will be governor, and you will have 4 deputy governors. This governor will be appointed by the Prime Minister office based on the recommendation coming from Finance Ministry. The 4 deputy governors are appointed by Appoints Committee of Cabinet. Appoints Committee of Cabinet. So we have cabinet ministers in central government. These cabinet ministers are grouped into small committees. One such committee is called as Appoints Committee of Cabinet, which is headed by Prime Minister himself. Prime Minister is a part of this Appoints Committee. So Appoints Committee of Cabinet will be appointing the 4 deputy governors. Okay, so I explained about governor and 4 deputy governors. Apart from that, the RBI is taken care by a board of directors. So RBI has board of directors. This board of directors has 5 official directors and 10 nominated directors. 5 official directors, that is the RBI governor, and 4 RBI deputy governors. They are called as official directors, and 10 nominated directors. So government of India will be nominating 10 directors. That is the apex body which will take every decision with respect to Reserve Bank of India. Right? Now, RBI makes income. RBI makes income. So how RBI gets income? So RBI will be lending to government. When RBI is lending to the government, government will pay interest to RBI. When RBI is lending to bank, the bank will be paying interest to RBI. RBI will be investing. RBI has a lot of resources, right? All the resources. They will be investing in various assets. They will invest in various assets. So from which also RBI will be getting income. So for example, RBI is the custodian of foreign exchange reserves. Okay, so RBI maintains all the foreign currencies. That RBI, what they will do, they will invest that foreign currencies in different assets, and they will make profit out of it. Apart from that, there is something called as seigniorage. What does it mean? Seigniorage mean? See, whenever government needs money, they will be asking RBI. Sometimes they will even ask RBI to print money. Don't think just like that government will say, RBI, go print 1,000 crores money. Not like that. So what government will do? Government will issue a bond. Usually whenever government needs money, more money, excess money, what government will do? They will ask RBI to print money. But how does this happen? First, government will issue a bond. It's 1,000 crores. For which, let us say, government says, I will give you 10% interest. 1,000 crores, 10% interest. Let's say 1 year tenure. Roughly, I am saying. So what RBI will do, against this bond, they will print money. They will print how much? They will print 1000 crores. Now to print money, there will be some expenses, right? There will be some expenditure to print that money. Right, paper cost, die cost, printing and distribution. The money has to be printed and it has to be taken to the government. So there is a cost involved. Okay. So let us assume, I am assuming that expenditure to print 1000 crores, the expenditure to print 1000 crores of money is 10 crores, I am assuming. Okay. Now 10% interest. Government is giving 10% interest to RBI. So what is 10% interest? 10% interest 10%, that is equal to 100 crores. So government in this process, they are making an interest return of 100 crores. What is the expenditure? 10 crores. So the difference is 90 crores. 90 crores is the profit which RBI is making in this process. This is called a seigniorage. So to seigniorage also, the RBI will be getting its income. The point what I am trying to convey here is RBI, it gets a lot of income from various sources. Now from this income, so RBI, from this income, it will, for its expenses, for its regular expenses, for example, giving salary, maintenance, all those things, from the overall income, they will be doing their regular expenses. After doing regular expenses, the balance amount is the profit. Okay, so in this profit, what RBI will do, or forget about just RBI is getting income. In that income, they will be taking money. Say for example, RBI is getting 100 rupees, assume. This 100 rupees for regular expense, they are keeping 20 rupees. And there is something called as contingent risk buffer, CRB. Contingent risk buffer, that is risk amount. RBI will maintain some amount as risk amount. Let us say 20 rupees RBI maintains as risk amount. This means we have many banks, SBI, IOB, something can happen to other banks also. So if some crisis happens, we need money to address that. So RBI maintains some risk amount. So this 20 rupees is the regular expense of RBI. Now this 20 rupees is the CRB, contingent risk buffer. Now balance amount, 60 rupees. See, I am giving you an example. There is some more, apart from the contingent risk buffer, there are some more items also to be maintained. Okay, small items, but forget about all these things. RBI, if it is getting 100 rupees, a percentage will be maintained as a regular expense, a percentage will be maintained as contingent risk buffer. There are some more other items also. I'm ignoring it right now. That is not required from an exam point of view. This is what is important. Now balance, whatever remaining amount, the 60 rupees, that amount is the surplus. This surplus will be transferred. This surplus will be transferred to Government of India. So RBI gets income. From this income, RBI will be doing its regular expenditure, will maintain money, some buffer amount. After maintaining everything, the balance amount will be the surplus that will be transferred to the Government of India. Right? Clear? Now, how much buffer can be maintained? I am writing here as 20. Can we maintain 30? Can we maintain it 40? Can we maintain as 60? How much money can be maintained as risk buffer? So for which in 2018, under the chairmanship of Bimal Jalan, a former RBI governor, under his chairmanship a committee was appointed, and the committee recommended that this contingent risk buffer can be anywhere between 5.5% to 6.5% of RBI's balance sheet. 5.5 to 6.5% of RBI's balance sheet, that can be the contingent risk buffer. This is what the Bimal Jalan committee recommended in 2018. The committee also said that once in 5 years, this range can be redefined. So in the year 2024-25, the range has been redefined to 4.5% to 7.5%. So how much money RBI can maintain as CRB, that range is available. Within that range only RBI will maintain, balance amount will be given to the government. Okay, so now look at this topic. The Central Board of Directors, they have approved the transfer of almost 2.87 lakh crores as surplus to the central government. Right? Almost 1.09 lakh crore has been maintained as contingent risk buffer. And this 1.09 lakh crores is 6.5% of RBI's balance sheet. Okay, the revised economic capital framework, the economic capital framework that refers to the recommendation given by the Bimal Jalan committee. How much should be the CRB range? The revised range is 4.5 to 7.5%. Currently, RBI is maintaining 1.09 lakh crores, that is 6.5% of RBI's balance sheet. So it is meeting the conditions. This is what the news article all about. I hope now you can understand what is this context all about. I have explained about the RBI basics I have explained here. Right. So how does central bank make profit? I have explained. Seigniorage also I have explained. So Reserve Bank of India, as per the 1934 Act only, after maintaining all the buffer funds, after meeting all the expenses, the balance of the profit shall be paid to the central government. So accordingly, contingent risk buffer will be maintained as a safety net to ensure stability during a crisis. In 2018, under the chairmanship of former RBI Governor Bimal Jalan, a committee was set up to find out what should be that range. So they suggested the range of the contingent risk buffer should be 5.5 to 6.5%. It can be revised every 5 years. So this framework was adopted in 2019, and finally in 24-25 the range was changed to 4.5 to 7.5%. Everything I have explained. I hope now you are able to appreciate what is this surplus transfer all about. Some PYQs. Okay, in 2025 a PYQ, not directly about RBI surplus transfer, but our discussion can help you to solve this question. Which of the following are the sources of income for the Reserve Bank of India? So government bonds buying and selling, obviously RBI will make money. Buying and selling of foreign currency, investing in foreign currency also makes money. RBI will not maintain function. RBI will not lend to private companies. Printing and distribution of currency notes is an expenditure. It is an expense for the RBI. Okay, it is an expense for the RBI. Seigniorage is the final profit. Printing and distribution is an expense. The question is regarding income source. So we can say answer as A, 1 and 2 only. The next one, question asked in 2021 regarding the appointments. The governor of RBI is appointed by central government. That is correct. Certain provisions in the Constitution of India give the central government the right to issue directions to the RBI in public interest. Nothing like that given in the Constitution. Only RBI Act will speak about all those things. The governor of RBI draws his power from the RBI Act. That is correct. 1 and 3 is correct. Answer is C, 1 and 3 only. Right. So wherever there is a PYQ linkage, I will show it then and there itself. We'll move on to the next topic. The next topic is regarding windfall tax. Windfall tax. Now just imagine Guna is an apple trader from Jammu and Kashmir. Guna is buying 100 kgs of apples, and Guna got it for 1 kg. Guna got it for 100 rupees, assume. So Guna ordered from Jammu and Kashmir, Guna got it, Guna has stored. So Guna in his godown, he has stored this 100 kg apple. Now meanwhile, because of various reasons, the apple price in the market has increased. Guna has purchased In Guna's godown, in Guna's fridge, he is having, in Guna's refrigerative cold storage facility, Guna is having 100 kg apple. Guna bought it for 100 rupees per kg. But meanwhile, because of various reasons, the apple price increased like anything. The apple price increased. 1 kg apple is now sold for 300 rupees. Because of some reason in Jammu and Kashmir, some terror attack, some disaster. But even before the disaster, Guna has purchased. Fine. So today market price is 300 rupees per kg. But Guna got it for 100 rupees per kg. But will Guna sell it for a lesser price? Because according to the today's market, 1 kg apple is 300 rupees. Guna would have got for 100 rupees, that is okay. But when Guna sells it in the market, Guna will be selling it for 300 rupees per kg and Guna will make a huge profit. Guna will make a huge profit. If Guna sells 100, he purchased for 100 rupees, if he is selling it for 130 rupees, he makes 30 rupees profit, that is normal profit. But here, he is selling it for 300. That means he makes extraordinary profit. For that huge profit, Guna is not responsible. Some external situation is responsible. So, 30 rupees is a regular profit. Another 270 rupees is an additional profit for which Guna is not responsible. I mean, not 270. I think 170 rupees. Okay, so that additional amount, 30 rupees is the regular profit, but Guna has got additional 170. That is because of the external condition. So what government will do at these times, government will be imposing a tax called as windfall tax. That means on that additional gain, government imposes a tax that is called as windfall tax. For apple and all, government will not impose. For the first time, only in 2022, Government of India, they imposed windfall tax on oil marketing companies. Hindustan Petroleum, Bharat Petroleum, Indian Oil Corporation. These oil marketing companies, like how Guna purchased apple before any problem, they purchased lot of oil and they stored the oil in their godowns, in their reserves. Okay. Now, because of maybe Russia-Ukraine war or other reasons, the oil price increased like anything. So, the oil marketing companies, they would have got, let us say, one barrel oil, they would have got it for, let us say, $50. Now, because of this Russia-Ukraine war and other crisis, the oil price in the international market, one barrel would have got increased to $100. So, the oil marketing company, what they will do, they are going to sell it for higher price. Now, for which they will make huge profit, windfall profit they will generate. On that additional profit, which they were not responsible for that profit, for that additional profit, the government imposes a tax called as windfall tax. Same apple, instead of apple I am putting oil here. It's a common tax across the world. In India, for the first time in 2022, for the oil marketing companies, government was imposing this windfall tax. Till now it is there. On and off, government will vary the tax amount, they will increase, they will decrease. Anyhow, just know about windfall tax, that is sufficient. The next one is regarding anti-dumping duty. Anti-dumping duty. Right. So here, just imagine we'll bring India and China. In India, a pen is available for 10 rupees. Same pen in China is also manufactured for 10 rupees. Same pen, imagine, same quality pen. Now, when the pen is being exported to Indian market, when the pen comes to India, the Chinese pen is 10 rupees. Now, government will be imposing customs duty. Taxes will be imposed, right? It's 2 rupees. the pen becomes 12 rupees. 12 rupees means pen is costlier. Indian pen is available for 10 rupees. Chinese pen is available for 12 rupees. So Chinese pen will not be purchased. All the Indians will be buying Indian pen. In order to capture the pen market of India, what the Chinese pen company does? The Chinese pen company, they are selling it for a lower price. In China, they are selling it for 10 rupees. When they are exporting it to India, they are selling it for 7 rupees. Imagine. That means in their home country, they are selling it for a higher price. In the export destination, they are selling it for a lower price. And this is called as dumping. This is called as dumping. In home country, they are selling it for a higher price. In export destination, they are selling it for a lower price. This is called as dumping. Pen is 7 rupees. Even after adding customs duty, the pen becomes 9 rupees. The pen is cheaper. Indian pen is costlier. Chinese pen is cheaper. A lot of people will start buying Chinese pen. So Indian pen supplier, domestic pen supplier, they will be facing loss. But this is not right. In China also, if they sell it for 7 rupees, in India also they are selling it for 7 rupees. That is not dumping. In China, they are selling it for a higher price. In India, when it comes, they are selling it for a lower price. What is the intention? The intention is to capture the Indian market. By selling it for a cheaper price, they want to capture the Indian market. This is going to affect the interest of Indian pen suppliers. To prevent this, Government of India, in such situations, they will impose an additional customs duty. In such situations, Government of India will impose an additional customs duty of another 2 rupees. Some amount I am putting it here. So this pen now becomes 11 rupees. 11 rupees is costlier. So Indian pen suppliers will be protected from that external impact. Remember, only when dumping happens, what is dumping? In China, they are selling it for a higher price. In the export destination, they are selling it for lower price. That is dumping. Only when dumping happens, as additional customs duty can be imposed. This additional customs duty is referred as anti-dumping duty. This anti-dumping duty is WTO compliant. WTO allows it. If dumping is there, WTO says the countries can impose anti-dumping duty. So under the Ministry of Commerce and Industries, you will have Director General of Trade Remedies. You will have Director General of Trade Remedies. So private players, what they will do? So Indian pen companies, as you wrote a MAC, Indian pen companies, what they will do? They will give a complaint to the Director General of Trade Remedies. The DGTR will be conducting the investigation. They will find out whether there is dumping or not. Then they will finally give a report to the Ministry of Finance. When the report is true, the Ministry of Finance will be imposing additional customs duty, that is the anti-dumping duty will be imposed. Okay. So why this topic was in news? A recent study has revealed that this Director General of Trade Remedies, they are giving a lot of report to Ministry of Finance, but they are not imposing the tax. Since they are not imposing the tax, the domestic industry is losing around 11,000 plus crores, almost 12,000 crores. Non-implementation of recommended anti-dumping duty has resulted in an annual economic loss of 12,000 crores. Now, because of cheap dumped items are coming into India, our imports are increasing. Our imports are increasing means our foreign exchange reserves will come down. So, almost we are losing 28,540 crores of money we are losing because of non-implementation of this anti-dumping duty. This report was in news. That's why the topic was also in news. Okay, that report number you not remember. Understand the concept of anti-dumping duty. Right. Next topic is regarding pangolin. Pangolin. See, pangolin is the world's most trafficked mammal. Almost 20% of all the illegal wildlife trade is happening in pangolin. The pangolin are the only mammals covered by scales. Okay, the scales, the skin, the entire body is covered by scales. So it is a protective measure. If any predator comes closer to the pangolin to hunt, the pangolin it will curl itself into a ball. The scales will be very, very strong, so other predators, they cannot bite. It becomes difficult for other predators to hurt the pangolin. So pangolin survives. But only from one predator this pangolin is not able to escape. Who is the predator? Humans. So when we go, the pangolin will fear, it will curl itself into a ball and we can easily take it. And what we do is we will put it in the hot water. We will shave all the scales. The scales contains keratin. In our fingernails, in our hair and all, we have a keratin pigment, right? That keratin is there. It is believed that these scales are having lot of medicinal utilities, and also the flesh is being considered to be one of the tastiest meat in the Southeast Asian countries. So it is being hunted widely. These are ant eaters. They eat ant, termites. They are nocturnal species, active in night. They go for hunting in the night, right? They don't live in group. They are lonely creatures. The tongue will be very, very long, very sticky lung it will have. Okay, so these are the features. They are nocturnal, they eat ant, they are solitary animals, they live alone. Most of their hunting in night. They are also called as scaly ant eaters. The pangolins, they dig burrows and they live inside. Tribals will go, they will simply take the pangolin out and they are using it for trade purposes. World Pangolin Day is being celebrated on 3rd Saturday of February each year. There are 8 different species, variety of pangolins. See, last decade only almost 10 lakh pangolins were hunted. Okay. The distribution, if you see, there are 8 different pangolin species. So in Asia and Africa, you can find 4 species. In India, you will find 2 types of Asian pangolins. One is Chinese pangolin, another one is Indian pangolin. It is found in India. So all the 8 species of pangolins are coming under CITES, Appendix 1 of CITES. And the 2 species which is found in India, they come under the Schedule 1 of Wildlife Protection Act. So what is this CITES? What is this Wildlife Protection Act? That we will discuss later. Not now. Those are very, very basics of environment. Most of you would be knowing it. So, species based on their threat perception, they are placed under different schedules of Wildlife Protection Act, CITES, IUCN Red List, etc. All those we will discuss later. Now you understood about pangolin features. That is what is more important, because any species which UPSC asks, they are focusing more on their feature, their characteristics. So that you got an idea about pangolin. A question was also asked in the previous years, 2021. Look at this. To reduce the chance of being captured by predators, which of the above organism rolls up and protects their vulnerable parts? Pangolin is one right answer, right? Hedgehog is also there. Pangolin is also there. So, like this, questions can be asked in the exam, right? The next topic is Komagattamaru, history topic, Komagattamaru, but that was in news. We all know about this history topic, but let me give you the story once again. Komagattamaru, it is a Japanese ship. The Japanese ship was hired by an Indian from Punjab. His name is Gurudit Singh. Gurudit Singh, he hired this Japanese ship. And the ship was named as Guru Nanak Jahaz. The ship name is Komagattamaru. Okay. But it is being named as Guru Nanak Jahaz. This ship was hired, rented by Gurudit Singh in 1914. So he is a very rich businessman. He wanted to take almost 376 Indians to Canada. Almost 376 Indians to Canada. The ship started its journey from Hong Kong. So the Indians, they went to Hong Kong. From Hong Kong, they were moving towards Canada. So why they wanted to go to Canada? Why these Indians want to go to Canada? Punjab, they are from Punjab. Okay, Punjab, poverty, debt, diseases, various other reasons. They are looking for a better life. They thought Canada is also a British colony. So India is also a British colony. So British subjects can go to any colony and they can live. So they chose Canada. They thought they will go to Canada and live a peaceful life. So they took a ship from Hong Kong, they went to Canada. But what happened? Once they reached Canada, in the port only, the Canada government officials, they did not allow the people from the ship to get down. Roughly 24 members from the ship, roughly 24 members were allowed to step down in the Canada soil. The remaining people were forced to stay in the ship only. The Canada officials were asking the people in the ship to go back. Almost for 2 months, the ship was in the Canada port, and the people in the ship, they were cut off of food supplies, medical supplies, etc. And they were simply waiting to enter into Canada. But the Canada officials, they did not allow them. Why they did not allow? So, sometime back, all these were happening in 1914. So, in the early 1900s, there was some anti-Asian riots in the Canada, in the America. The Canada government, they came with a law. They came with a law. That law is called as Continuous Passage Act. Continuous Passage Act. That means the Canada Act says that if someone wants to enter into Canada when they are coming from ship, they should have a continuous journey. They should have a continuous journey, and their journey should start from the home country. The journey should start from the home country. Able to understand? That is, Canada says that if someone wants to come to Canada under the Continuous Passage Act, if someone wants to come to Canada, they have to have a continuous journey, and they have to start from the home country. In the case of India, the Indians started from Hong Kong. Okay, and see why Canada came with such illogical act is Canada wanted to discriminate Asians coming to Canada. So Asians, they cannot have a long journey. There will be breaks in between. They do not want Asians to come to Canada, so they came with such act. So Indians, they started the journey from Hong Kong. They did not start from India. They did not come directly to Canada. They went to Hong Kong. From Hong Kong, they came to Canada. So citing this act, Continuous Passage Act, Canada officials did not allow the Indians to step down, and over a period, a lot of issues. 100 policemen were sent inside the ship. They attacked the Indians. The Indians in the Canada, they were collecting money from the people. They even went to the court, but they were not successful. After 2 months, through force, through another cruise ship only, Canada officials, they are pushing the Komagata inside the oceans, and the Komagata ship was forced to go back. So after 2 months, the Komagata it was coming to the Hong Kong. But by that time, 1914, World War I started. When it was coming to the Hong Kong officials, they did not allow the ship to come to Hong Kong. So the ship was trying to go to Singapore. In Singapore also, they were not allowing the ship to enter their port. Then they were forced to go to Kolkata. The Komagata ship, it went to the Kolkata. In Kolkata, again, the British officials, they were not allowing the people to get into the Bengal. The people in the ship, they wanted to enter into Calcutta, but the British said, no, there is a train ready, go and board the train, go to Punjab only. The people in the ship were very much frustrated because in Canada they were treated as second-class citizens. In their own country only they are not allowed to move. They are so frustrated. They said, no, we will not enter, we will not go to Punjab, we will go to Calcutta only. And that led to conflict. Almost the Britishers, they opened fire against the Indians in the ship. Almost 20 people, they lost their life. Many were severely injured. This is called as the Komagata incident, right? So how this incident has influenced our freedom movement? Gadar Party, these are a party, a rebel movement started by Indians living in the Northern America. In the Canada, in the America, people living there, they formed this Gadar Party in 1913. It is a rebel group. They wanted to overthrow the British government in India. They are working in Northern America. So the Gadar Party and others, they were more affected because of this incident. Because Indians in Canada, they are treated as second-class citizens. In India only, they are not treated well. So we cannot expect any kind of rights from the Britishers. Britishers are ruthless. The only way India should move forward is complete independence. So all this thrust was given by this Komagatumaru incident. Okay, so now why we are discussing this history, sir? A Punjabi singer, a pop singer, was participating in a concert in Canada, okay, in Vancouver. That concert stadium was just 2 kilometers away from the port. So once people from Punjab, they were not allowed to enter into Canada, but the pop singer from Punjab, he was doing a concert. Almost 55,000 people, they attended the concert, and it was overflowing. And he was giving an interview post concert. There was an interview. In that interview, he was mentioning about the Komagatumaru incident, right? And he seeing what all happened all these years. And today, this much amount of crowd, a successful singer is able to enter into Canada. People are welcoming him. It's a moment of pride and redemption. That is what he was trying to say in that interview. And that interview was becoming viral. That is why a lot of newspaper was carrying this information. This Komagatumaru incident also happened in the May only. I think May 23rd only the ship went to the Canada, and July 19th it was getting returned from Canada. Okay. So yes, even in 2016, the Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, the then Prime Minister of Canada, also openly asked for apology in the Parliament for this incident. So whatever I have explained, I have given here. You can go through. The last topic for today's class, ecocide, just a terminology. Ecocide refers to widespread harm caused to the environment by human actions. Widespread harm caused to the environment by human actions. Okay, usually on a major scale. Okay, so we are taking some action that is affecting the environment in a large scale, which is referred as ecocide. This term was first coined in 1970 during the Vietnam War. A huge amount of herbicides were used, and that was causing huge environmental devastation. That time only this term was coined. Vietnam was the first country to come up with a law to codify the ecocide in 1990. Then later many countries was also adopting a similar law to codify this ecocide. This term was in news. They were discussing. Okay, which you have to make a note of. Ecocide refers to widespread harms caused to the environment by human action, usually on a major industrial scale affecting huge area. Right? So yes, with this we are completing our today's 12 topics. I hope the class was useful. Right. See you there. Till then, take care. Bye from Guna, Mathivanan.